Tuwe, mariba, tuwe. Tuwe, mariba, tuwe. Me opraba, awe dawa, tuwe. Mariba, tuwe. Hey! Hey there, my name is Chef Mona Bronson-Fuqua. Hey, we will be making West African peanut stew thanks to the help of Le Soupe, Produce Perks, and PRX program. Le Soupe is an organization dedicated to rescuing, transforming, which means cooking or preparing, and sharing food. Our goal is always to inspire, educate, nourish, and share with our community. I hope you're ready to cook. I know I am. If you've received your kit, it's time to get it out so that we can get cooking. We're going to start with our 1 medium onion diced. You can use other colors or you can even use leeks, but just use what you have on hand. You're going to need your 3 cloves of garlic mince. Garlic has been shown to reduce fasting blood sugar levels and improve our insulin sensitivity. And garlic may also help your heart be healthier by reducing your blood pressure, and that reduces your risk of cardiovascular events. 1 2-inch piece of ginger, peeled and minced. You can use a spoon to peel it, or you can store extra in the freezer whole. Even a small dose of ginger has been shown to improve our A1C levels, and that improves our insulin sensitivity and lowers our cholesterol levels. It's also loaded with antioxidants that reduce inflammation. 2 sweet potatoes peeled and diced. We're going to add those to water to prevent them from turning brown. That's called oxidation. Next up are our Scotch bonnet chilies, or jalapenos. You're going to cut them in half, remove the seeds and the ribs. Try not to touch that chili. Use a fork if you can, or wash your hands very thoroughly after you've cut it. You can also use cayenne pepper. Following, we're going to have 2 tomatoes, fresh, cut in quarters. Or if you're using canned, try to find a low sodium option. 1/4 pound of spinach, but you can use any hardy green, and this time we're going to be using kale. You're going to remove your tough stems, but you can go through and chop them finely in order to add them to your dish and increase the amount of fiber. Considered a superstar food, spinach and leafy greens in general are one of the healthiest and most versatile vegetables. The chlorophyll that also gives spinach its vibrant green color is known to have excellent anti-cancer properties. It can help those with diabetes with their blood sugar management, also referred to as your blood glucose. There is an antioxidant, alpha-lipoic acid, also known as ALA, which helps with blood glucose management as well and reduces oxidative stress in the body. Finally, we're going to add our chicken. We're going to use either a thigh or a breast, but in this case we're using a breast because it has the least amount of fat. We want to cut it into 1-inch cubes, but we want to do it after we've cut our vegetables in order to prevent our raw chicken from contaminating our raw vegetable. Hey, now that we've gotten our prep done, it's time for us to actually cook. Come on in. Get out your medium pot and set it to medium heat. Add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Once it's hot, saute the onions, garlic, and ginger in the olive oil until the onions are translucent, about 5 minutes. Add the sweet potatoes, chilies, bay leaves, stock, and chicken and bring it to a boil over high heat. Reduce the heat to medium and simmer uncovered for 15 to 20 minutes. All right, we're ready for the next portion, which is to add our peanut butter. Although in this case, we're using some sun butter because I am allergic, and it's okay because we can do that. To quote a friend of ours, that's our business. So we have our peanut butter / sun butter. You add that to your pot. You want to whisk it in. Once again, you want to keep in mind you can use a wire whisk if you have one, but if you don't have one, then a fork is your friend. And then we want to add our tomatoes. So we're going to put our kale in, get that mixed in. Kale needs a little bit more time than spinach. In this particular case, we're going to do a little 5-minute, bring it to a boil. We're going to make some grits for our stew to go over. And what we want to do is we want to remember that grits are actually the American version of an African swallow. Swallow is just a little bit of starch that you use to get that lovely gravy into your mouth. So we're going to start with our medium pan. We're going to add our chicken stock or veggie stock. You could use water. You want to bring that to a boil. So we're going to let that get good and hot, nice rolling, big bubbles, boil. And then we're going to take it down to a simmer. Grits are a staple of the American South, but they're frequently eaten the same way that people eat things like cassava and fufu. So when you're having this with your West African peanut stew, you are going all the way back to the root. Once you've got your stock or your water in your pot, then you want to add your salt. Remember, you can always add more, but you can't take it out. Once you get to that rolling boil, then you're going to use your grits. These are fine white ground grits. So you're just going to put that in, and I like to sprinkle mine in. I don't like to just dump them all at one time because you don't want lumps. Thus, a whisk. It's your friend in the kitchen for a lot of reasons. Just go ahead and use that to stir your pot. Pro tip, if you don't have a wire whisk, a fork works just as well. Just keep those grits moving. We have our butter cut. We're going to use 3 tablespoons of butter. Your low simmer is going to last for about 15 minutes if you have regular grits, 5 minutes if they're quick grits. You want to go ahead on that very low simmer, put your top on, set it off a little bit to the side so you don't end up with a boil over. It's time for us to plate up our dish. But remember, you got to take out the bay leaf. It's for the taste. You don't bite it. Get our beautiful looking grits. You want to make sure that you get a good scoop that is full of your greens, tomatoes, chicken, and your sweet potato. And finally, we just want to garnish, because a pretty plate is a happy plate. I'm so glad we had this time together. Ready? Oh my goodness. I'll be over here with the pot. I'll catch y'all on the other side. So we're so excited because this is a diabetic friendly recipe. It has a great balance of carbohydrates, protein, fat, so that your blood sugar doesn't spike. The optimal balance for a diabetic friendly meal is to have carbohydrates that are going to give you fullness and quick energy, along with protein and fats that allow for that quick energy to extend through to your next meal without having your blood sugar drop. This recipe is also packed with vitamin A, which helps to protect you from eye infection, along with helping you to be protected from diabetes-related disease. I've had a really great time cooking with you today. I'm glad that you can join us here. I hope that you continue to be in the kitchen, experimenting, enjoying, tasting, and being full of life. Tue, mariba tue. Feed me. Feed me and I will do well. I hope you will do well too. Have a great day.